Heidi Roizen was truly what Uzi and Dunlap describe as a super connector throughout her career, serving as a key link within her own network nucleus. Early in her career, the strength of her network was in building and cultivating. Within Tandem, she demonstrated leveraging a personal connection to get the role, and then she worked toward achieving a connection with the CEO that she worked closely with. That opportunity allowed her to demonstrate her commitment and then use that for potential future benefit. By cultivating that relationship through Cialdini's influential principles of consistency, scarcity, and reciprocity, that exposure allowed her to seek a recommendation from the CEO in the future. Roizen did possess a bit of Adam Grant's taker philosophy in that she used her family network to get her next job at TableMaker. Here she connected with others in small, meaningful conversations that led her to join two organizations, the Software Entrepreneurs Forum and Software Publishers Association. These positions offered exposure to a variety of individuals before they were powerful and important, which was also another Uzi and Dunlap strategic important item that was echoed. She also used industry conferences and press to do some of the work for the company. These are all strengths of the early phase of her career. Though Roizen demonstrated some taker characteristics at that time, such as leading the direction of TableMakers away from her brother's focus and eventually buying her brother's organization, she also supported the growth and overall development of TableMakers, such that the size and success of the company really skyrocketed. At Apple, her network success became critical to leverage in a bit of matcher mentality. She called on her network to rally and stay in support of Apple. She continued to demonstrate to them, though, the principle of consistency and delivered to expectations that were needed of her, and that allowed her to continue to reinforce her network. In her mentor capitalist role, she again demonstrated that she is Uzi and Dunlap's information broker, serving as the Paul Revere of recruiting talent to her newly joined organization. Again, this allowed her to bring success to the organization and was certainly a strength. Roizen did demonstrate some otherish qualities during this time, ensuring that she matched individuals with win-win only companies, asking for specific items to be met in proposals prior to submission, and letting individuals know that she wouldn't be able to help them potentially if they were not able to give the information that she was looking for. Roizen's dinner party concept truly seems to be a distinguishing, outstanding strength in her network development as she exposed parts of her network to other parts of her network, and that exposure allowed both groups of people to then demonstrate growth in their own networks. Her parties were certainly an example of giving and definitely reinforced the concept and the principle of liking in that she really took the extra step to make people feel comfortable. At SoftBank Venture Capital, Roizen was able to take her giver and otherish approach to a whole new level, creating an opportunity for herself to just work part-time by asking for what she wanted, educating entrepreneurs on the proposal requirements up front to help them be more successful, but then also help her from a time management perspective. And she still responded back to every single proposal and really in a Stu Inman investing and giving way gave back to those individuals over and over and over again. As McGinn and Tempest close their article, the description of Roizen going deep with specific non-broker members of other people's networks is likely to offer continued success in demonstrating giving to others. As already described, Roizen's networking success across all stages of her career were reinforced through use of several of Cialdini's principles, mentioned already, including liking, where her work toward making people feel comfortable, her smiling, her friendliness, all of that contributed to her ultimate success and her opportunities to meet new people. While far from the taker mentality of Ken Lay, as described by Grant, Roizen did demonstrate some elements of taking earlier in her career. Her evolution, though, to matching and continued to commitment to giving while retaining an otherish approach allowed her to be maximally successful, as Grant describes. From the beginning of her career, she utilized Uzi and Dunlap strategies around network building, and this was critical for her success in linking up other super connectors across the nuclei of networks that she worked within. These same moments already described contributed positively to her power and her influence, and she was known and respected for her intellect and her networks as she served as a catalyst in all of her roles. Though power is sometimes achieved through taking, it's sustained through giving, as Adam Grant methodically describes in his book, Give and Take. As Grant shared in this quote from sociologist Wayne Baker, if we create networks with the sole intention of getting something, we won't succeed. Roizen was able to see that earlier in her career, and she managed to avoid the pitfalls of continuing to take. Roizen's persuasion was demonstrated first through her close network connection with Tandem CEO, and then tested best while at Apple, and this really speaks highest of her power and ability to influence. While at Apple, she remained consistent. She asked of her networks transparently and openly, and while she was still functioning in her broker role in the hub of her networks, she was able to commit to that consistency and the scarcity principles of Cialdini as she shared information with her network and then worked to keep them in support of Apple. Her ability to persuade these very powerful leaders in a time of uncertainty is certainly to be commended. Overall, Roizen incorporated multiple concepts from all of those resources throughout her career, which led to her ultimate power, influencing, and network success, and sharing of that success with others. It is clear that through the use of Cialdini's principles, Uzi and Dunlap's super connector, and she is the epitome of Grant's giver.